America is in trouble, and it's almost like they're on life support. But it's not Bank of America this time that's on life support. It's something going on in the bond market. I gave it away. We're going to talk about two warnings that happened with Bank of America out, and we're going to talk about the implications in the greater markets. And so for the first thing, can you guys do me a favor? Hit the thumbs up and like button. Why? It doesn't. Actually, don't do it. It doesn't matter. Iago doesn't like me right now. But the point being is that we got a lot of interesting stories. So we're going to start right now. I'm feeling a little crazy. We got some water out of Market Insider. And it's called the Chart of the Day. U.S. Treasuries are on track for their longest stretch of losses since 1787. What? You know, what's funny is I have been saying for a while, like, you know, we're having numbers that aren't as bad as during the COVID lockdowns. Oh, now we're not having numbers as bad as 2008, the Great Recession. Oh, wait, now it's not as bad as this, and now it's not as bad as that. And now we're going back to 1787. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but we have been in a bond market bull rally for hundreds of years. I know it sounds crazy, but it is true. You know what's funny is right now, what I'm about to explain to you, the warning from Bank of America, you've got to think about the rate of...
You guys come on quickly now. You guys... How'd you know that? How'd you know? No fair. You're cheating. CJ Yukon, you're cheating. How'd you know? Lucky's doing well. He sleeps inside. Is a trick-or-treater when he goes outside. And he's pretty much just a good boy. Oh, you were waiting. I see. I get the picture. I get the picture. You don't give a tinker's cuss about the struggling young artist. Oh, here it is. Today is going to be very hot in Dejoko land. He's got to play Fritz at 1:30 in New York City, where the girls are pretty and they're sweating and they're hot and they're tired. Poor guy. Buenos dias. Buenos dias, my little darling. All right, so Ham is going to come on in 12 minutes. You know, I wanted to say something yesterday as a follow-up. You know, when you're blabbing to yourself, you forget things. One thing I want to say is the enemy here is, or are, the people who have institutionalized, systematized the daylight theft, and they've captured the regulatory bodies. They've gotten fronts that get these toxic convertible notes done, and now it's without conversion, it's with warrants, or it's above market. It's all the same crap. These are the bad guys. CEOs don't understand finance at first any better than you do. They understand a technology or an industry. And so the shame is that the SEC has allowed the U.S. markets to become sewers, to become back alleys, to become, walks down the sidewalk at 3:30 a.m. in a dangerous part of town. And so these CEOs who make bad decisions on financing, they shouldn't be in that position to even have to make that choice. There are rules. And they're in here. They're in here. There are rules about settlement. There are rules about securities fraud. There are rules that can be enforced by the SEC that can prevent this. And then the CEOs, whether they're egotistical, too timid, too confused, greedy, trying to take advantage of the marketplaces, or not. It won't be their fault. It'll just be a level playing field for everybody. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. So anyway, I just wanted to say that I think CEOs should know better, but they don't always know better. So I just wanted to say that. And they have conflicting imperatives. One imperative is survival of the company over the long term, and then the other imperative is looking out for their investors, shareholders. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say is some CEOs may see the long-term survival of shareholders as distinct from the short-term survival. I don't know. All right, poor Joker. He's got to play Fritz, and I think Fritz has lost to Djokovic 7 times. But Fritz is younger. It's going to be 93 degrees and 90% humidity. It's going to be tough on the Joker. But then tonight, Tiafoe plays Shelton. And I think Tiafoe, who is one of the strongest tennis players I've ever seen, he could be really good. He's a nice guy. But Shelton, oh my gosh. Shelton has a serve that doesn't quit. So you could get a Shelton upset of Tiafoe tonight. And then tomorrow, it's Alcaraz versus Zverev. I want Zverev to win. But he just had a 5-setter, so that's a tall task. But that's what it could happen. And then Medvedev versus Rublev. As long as Medvedev doesn't get all sloppy, I think he'll beat Rublev. And then I have Medvedev beating Zverev, the Djokovic beating Tiafoe, the Joker playing Medvedev in the final, and the champion being Djokovic. That's my call. All right, so we have 6 minutes for The Voice. The stock is 726,000 shares, 575, 573 by 579. Of course, I'm talking about Finger. There's plenty of other stocks out there. I know it. And there's a lot of people fighting, and all of this may get a momentum that we can see several waves. But right now, I think it's time to focus on Finger. Not because I'm blocking anybody else, not because I think other stocks aren't going to work, not because there aren't equal opportunities out there, just because I think it's focus, focus, focus. There's a chance to put together a capital nest egg, and I think it's time to focus on finger. All right, let's see. I watched tennis for the first time in forever over the weekend because Big JR. Well, that's the thing, Big JR and Little JR and Taller JR and Short JR and so many JRs. But I'm glad you did, Big JR. That match last night, I couldn't watch it all because I was tired, but oh my gosh, they were like two heavyweights going at each other. There's going to be a new generation of tennis player that's going to be a lot of fun to watch because Alcaraz is changing the rules of the game. It's not just going to be serve and volley. And I tell you, I was watching one, maybe the match last night, but another one earlier in the day. And people don't realize how good Djokovic is. Djokovic hits his marks, hits his lines, hits his corners, and he does it so effortlessly that people don't realize the tennis genius that's on display. All right, 574.76. I have fake accounts on Twitter. Well, I don't use Twitter very much, otherwise under my own name, and I check out maybe 2 or 3 Twitter accounts, and that's it. So odds are, if you're hearing from me on Twitter, it's not me. RC LaBelle, see, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know where Alaska is. How did she do that? I don't even know where Russia is. Anyway, I hope the red candle means the shorts just blew their load and are done. It's possible. It's possible. Hey, Jennifer. Yeah, Tom, I only chat. I don't even know how to chat on Twitter. I really try not to stray too far from Ham, Kristen Shaughnessy, Anna Queen of Trades, a couple of the GTII army, and of course Busy Brands. I try not to stray much further than those people. Every now and then I respond to Gary Goose Gensler, and I might drift over into Patrick Byrne or something like that, but I don't go very far. Bad to the bone. All right, so we have 1 minute before I start calling. Gene Hackman, Travolta are going to get shorty. Tuna fishing sounds fun. I knew a guy that fished for tuna off New York. It sounds like a lot of fun. I'm not sure I would eat tuna out of the Pacific anymore, but tuna can go around the globe. But I guess I would go ahead and eat it out of the Atlantic, even though I'm not sure it's that safe. Unfortunately, we've destroyed our planet with the sloppy disposal of and the sloppy creation of radioactive waste. You're the captain aboard the Western Wave herring signer? I haven't, but that's exciting. I'll look for it. That sounds pretty cool job. Yes, Captain. And a fun job. And a poon job. All right, I got to call in. My eyesight is so tricky. All right, here we go.
Hey, Bill.
Ready to go? The voice.
I'm ready to go. I wanted to get it in before you match. Hold on
All
one
right,
second.
the voice.
All right, everybody. The 12 o'clock quick call. We needed to get this call in before Williams' tennis match today, so I don't want to disturb him, and it is beautiful outside. So I just wanted to give a quick update on things that I'm hearing, things that I see. Again, this is not to buy or sell. This is for educational purposes about security fraud. Please call the SEC. I changed my profile on Twitter to put the whistleblowing with the number on it. Call up, report the crime in your words. Tell them what you see, what you can't stand. Let them all know. Maybe you get paid. They give out billions. I don't know to who, but give them a shout and report any crime you like. Whatever you want to tell them, I could care less. But it takes a second to do it, and a lot of good people have done it and continue to do it. So why not give it a shot? I just wanted to touch base on two things. My weekend couldn't get any better. First, we beat the shit out of LSU. Poor Dozer's got to drive around with an LSU license plate on the front of his truck, which is not going to be fun. And second, the Orange Clowns from Clemson got their ass beat by Duke, which is unbelievable. Clemson now becomes Duke. So I'm good on my college football. Everything happens for me with all in 1 week. Can't get any better than that.
Since Clemson lost, why don't you let Dozier out of his bet?
I tried to, but he's a man of his word. He's going to take his lumps, which is good. But, again, in New York City, I could have ran around dressed like a LSU Tiger, and people wouldn't even care because everybody's freaky here. I'll go to Times Square and run around with it. No one will even care. But I guess in LSU, a small college football town, when you sign up for the enemy, you get abused. But anyway, listen, he doesn't have to do it, and I'm more happy about the Orange Clowns losing. So, again, great day, college football, everything's going great. I'm not a pro football guy, so AC can go take his 49ers and, put them where the sun don't shine. I could care less. And let's get on to this. A bunch of guys I met this morning really had no idea, didn't know much about the Stinger motion stock. I educated them. I always bring the printout of the data, so I show them, and the actual press release of Lind Partners with their toxic lending. And so everybody's sort of getting excited about what they see here. The stock is telling you somebody's accumulating it. There's a big buyer accumulating it, as you can see. We've all been saying it. You can see it. And you know what? The slow march up baits the short end to sell more. We call that a bear trap. If you go back 4 phone calls ago, William, I said it's a bear trap. This is what they do. You bait the shorts into selling more, and then it begins its slow march up. I know everybody on this call wants to see the fast march up. But again, institutions, when they buy a stock, they're here to accumulate it so that they have a position in it. They're not here to make us all happy and all wealthy. All right, so again, this is what it looks like when big funds start to accumulate. It's a slow, steady rise. The volatility comes out of the stock, and it's a slow grind. And then all at once, somebody's going to fold and take a beating. All right, so again, this is how it looks. I've been saying it. The stock looks like it. Again, I do not have a buy order in my hand, so don't ask me. But I can tell when a fund is buying it or a couple of funds are starting to buy it. It's just slow accumulation, walk up until they can't take it anymore. Remember, they sell it down, they get less money, have to sell more shares. But they can't let it go up. Now, the stock popped up to 596, and they try to push it back down quickly because obviously each penny up is like throwing holy water on the devil. Or that's the only thing I can tell you. It burns. But anyway, if you have any questions,
No
feel free.
questions yet. You're doing
No
great,
problem.
though.
I said $6 looks like a problem to them. Again, options, all their options that they play games with, the shenanigans, putting up these big option trades on the put side are all worthless. Okay, they're September 4 puts for 5 cents. They're worthless, 3,000 of those. Nothing else to speak of in September. October, they tried the same scam with the $4 puts. They put up 1,200 of them. That didn't work. None of their options are working on the put side. All the action is on the call side, on the call option side. Again, people, if your family cannot afford to do this, please don't kill yourself in these plays. We're fighting security fraud. I know there's opportunities, but please protect yourself. I hate seeing people suffer. It just bothers me. But again, be smart. If you need help, reach out to William. We'll be glad to try to help you through this. It's not easy. This is a casino that's rigged, and we're trying to straighten it out. It's not easy to do, but no one's going to protect Lynn Partners. No one's going to lend them money. No one's going to bail them out. Jeffries is not taking a hit for them if they're carrying the position there. No one's going to let these guys. No one's going to go down with this Titanic. Believe me, people will. The funds, anyone on the short side, okay, will walk away. These guys are just going to walk away from the trades. If they're housing them in overseas, once people lose billions of dollars, for those who don't know, the federal authorities come in quick. And once they grab the CFO and all those people on Lynn Partners' trading desk, they'll all start to talk, because this game, they overstayed their welcome here. Again, the game is over for them. I don't know what day it's going to go, but the only way to go is up. That's it. So do you have any questions, William?
One guy's asking if you ever worked on a garbage truck in the 70s. Does that count as a question?
Yes, I wish I did.
In New York, on Long Island.
No, my dad did when he was younger. He said he worked on a garbage truck. Yes, he did. He worked for the sanitation department. Yes, he did. And good friends of mine do work on the sanitation department, and actually investors in Finger Motion and GTII.